let's look at some blood pythons. This is a T positive blood python. So this is tyrosinase still on, the basically, which is tyrosinase, which is the production of melanin in a snake. So we have all sorts of cool looking blood pythons. I'm just going into a rack. Well, we've got some courting going on. So if you see this guy right there, he's got his tail tucked away under. Look at that thing. That's a crazy looking blood right there. And once again, I get to play with my new Freedom Breeder racks. Here's another T positive. So, I love blood pythons, and what I really love about blood pythons is the fact that you get this wonderfully large kind of animal, you know, feel in a much shorter, demure little package. That's a golden eye right there. So a golden eye, so this is an incomplete dominant type thing. So this is actually a mutation. So this is the heterozygous for the homozygous magpie. Homozygous magpie. Look at that. That is so cool. It's just awesome. So blood pythons, I really, if you can get good stock, things have changed. So, all right, so here's a magpie. Here's a golden eye that's in shed. But that's really nice. I'm just gonna do some random blood python stuff. So here's a very big and fat blood python. Blood pythons easily can be overfed. So you want to be, they love to eat and they're incredibly efficient with what they're eating. So the calories taken in, they really can do a lot with it. And it's our tendency is to overfeed them. But look at these racks. Look at this guy. That is a doozy. So this is a weird T positive I got from Jason Chapman. And Jason's got some really nice bloods. So I've been kind of rounding out my collection, and this guy, he's got the weirdest colors. He's got all this green and stuff, and here's much more typical blood python. And sadly, blood pythons really, they get dogged on, like, I don't know, like people just like, I don't want to keep them, they're mean or whatever. That is absolutely insane. So here's the T negative. So remember, when they say blood python, it's not because they make you bleed, it's because of the red. The very, really pretty blood python, let's say something like Kara or Tracy have, that are just unbelievable, can be really, really red. So this is like a T-neg right here. Look at that. Let me show you. There's a T-neg. Okay, so big snake like that. It's just sitting there. Basically, when it's aimed at you like this, this is telling you I'm pretty much interested in eating. So there's this trick with blood pythons, and I basically handle like blood pythons like I'm not going to get bit. That's just it. I just basically, nope, not going to get bit. So what I would do, obviously you want to be respectful of these animals and get your hand under there. But it's tough. I'm holding, I'm using my phone right now. But this animal is wonderful. So she's just giving you a little puff, but that doesn't mean anything. And I'm also doing like some of the bad things that I could be, doing. It's basically I'm towering over the snake. If you look at this, I'm just being terrible. Let's take a look at, what do I got in here? There's a little T positive. So T negative bloods and T positive bloods. Wow, what a just awesome looking snake. Here's an ivory. You can get it out. So an ivory blood is basically the full expression of the matrix gene. So if we were to take the matrix gene and we basically double it up with a golden eye or something like that. Let me see what I got going on. You make a pretty good looking golden eye. Here's a little weird T positive. Excuse me, excuse me, T negative. I'm reading things. Here's a T negative right here too. There's a lot of these bloods are shedding. So look at these new racks right in this. So I got a drawer. Look at that. So now I can just take this out. You know, you're getting a real bubble gum video here. All right, so this animal's shedding. So what's really nice, we have a water dish holder, and I'm using, in this case, I'm using Aspen. So this girl's shedding. So look at that. So this is a straight up golden eye. This is just awesome. So this is the incomplete dominant visual heterozygous for the magpie. And we obviously know magpies are just sensational. Blood pythons, you don't want to keep them too hot. They don't appreciate too much heat. So I'm basically setting my thermostat right about 90 degrees. And I'm gonna screw you up with my horrible video, but let's see if I can get a pixel out. Now everything's shedding. So on the same feed schedule, same shed schedule. So this, the pixel blood, this is a golden eye mixed with the batik gene. And that's really, really nice. So that's a double incomplete dominance. So we have a super golden eye, which is a magpie, and we have a super batik, which is basically like this patternless, crazy looking thing. So let's see if I can look at another pixel. There's a lot of variation on the pixels. Hey guys. Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying the blood pythons. Now that I can get them organized and stuff like that, I can really settle into the projects that I want to do. I think there's a ton of stuff that can be done with blood pythons. So obviously we love ball pythons and everything else like that. And my tendency is like, I really like challenges. So obviously ball pythons are always challenging in the fact that we want to make the craziest looking animals and really match up the right genes. Well, as a snake breeder, if I just settle on the only style of coffee mug and I don't ever change to a different kind of cup, it gets a little bit stale. So I'll continue obviously doing my ball pythons. I haven't even done any ball python videos, and it doesn't mean I don't have ball pythons. I got plenty of ball pythons. It just means that I've just gone kind of quiet. I'm basically thinking about things, thinking about my ball python stuff, and that would basically be the micro scale and the super, micro scale, which is scaleless and all that kind of stuff. And I'm looking at blood pythons. I'm definitely going to expand on Boelen's pythons. Boelen's pythons is basically, I think, is the pinnacle of all snakes. The big pythons, and people, they're not easy to breed, and there's a lot to them. So I think that's really got to be the place where I got to go. So here's one awful video. Say goodbye.